Hello there, welcome. This is the Endless Content Ideas Masterclass, where you learn how to connect better so that you can increase your sales. My name is Margaret Dansu, and let's get started. Now, if this is your first time hearing about the Endless Content Idea Masterclass, let me tell you exactly who this masterclass is designed for. This masterclass is designed for business owners who want to promote their products or services online because it will help them generate fresh and engaging content ideas that can attract, retain, and convert their target audience. If you are a content creator who is responsible for developing and producing content for for a business, then you can also benefit from this masterclass as well because it will provide you with new techniques and strategies to come up with new and relevant content ideas. As a marketing professional, this masterclass is ideal for you if you are promoting for a business online. You can learn how the benefit from creating comprehensive content strategy that aligns with the goals of the business you promote. Also, if you are a freelance writer who writes for businesses, you can also benefit from this content. Social media managers are also welcome. And what else? Entrepreneurs, of course, last on my list are entrepreneurs who are starting a new business and want to, or maybe they are moving their current business, their existing business online, right? They want to learn how to promote their businesses online, or they want to build their personal brands, or you are interested in increasing your awareness or visibility, then welcome. This is the right training for you. This masterclass will provide you with a solid foundation in content marketing and help you generate new content ideas that can help build brand awareness and drive customer engagement. So, basically, this training is for you if it's for anyone who is responsible for promoting businesses online and are interested in creating engaging, relevant, and content that converts. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the categories of people. So I've mentioned different categories of people earlier, and regardless of the category you belong to, whether you are a business owner, you are a freelancer, or a content creator, or whatever it is you are, regardless whether you're a business owner, a content creator, a marketing professional, or a freelance writer, or social media manager, or a personal brand builder, or maybe you are even an entrepreneur, it is obvious to me that three things are important to you, and that's why you're here. The first is that generating fresh and relevant content ideas is paramount to the success of your business. The second thing is that you're willing to put in the required efforts for your business to succeed, and that's why you're investing time to get more knowledge and improve your skill. And then the third thing is that you are attending this master class because you need help overcoming content creation struggles, either in the form of writer's block, poor engagement, or lack of consistency. I know because I've been there. Those are the top three struggles that people have when it comes to content creation. So I'd like to assure you that you are in good hands because in the course of this of our time together, I'll be revealing to you the six biggest content creation mistakes you're probably making, the secret to endless great content ideas. The third thing I'll be revealing to you is how to come up with great content ideas. And the fourth thing would be how to connect better with your audience. Then I'll also talk about what you need to do to overcome writer's block. But first, let's make sure you're ready to get the most out of this training, okay? So, to make sure that To make sure that our time together on this training is productive, I like to ask you to get rid of all forms of distractions. I know because there are a lot of distractions here around us today. So I need you to find a quiet place, sit comfortably away from noise or distractions of the television or maybe your phone, right? Except you're watching this on your phone. Sit with a note and a pen if possible, okay? That way you get the best out of this training. All right. So um, moving on, if this is our first interaction, although I very much doubt that, but permit me to do a brief introduction. My name is Margaret Su, and I have been involved in business since 2005. I have helped other people start profitable businesses as well. So I haven't just been successful in business myself. I've also helped other people go on to start and be successful at running a business. I've also trained business. I'm a trained business strategist and coach. I am passionate about helping people structure their businesses for better visibility and high profit. I always get excited when we talk about sales funnels and automations. So that's just a little bit about me. Now, my promise to you is that by the end of this masterclass, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of how to generate an endless stream of content ideas for promoting your business online. And this is not a fluke. Now, let's start with the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of people make when it comes to content marketing. The first thing that I see that I think is the most important, and a lot of people make this mistake, is that they have a poor understanding of their audience. They have a poor understanding of their audience, or a poor knowledge of who their audience is. So not understanding your audience is one of the biggest mistakes you're probably making regarding content creation, because to create content or to create engaging content, it's essential to know your audience's pain, their wants, their needs, and their aspirations, so that you can tailor your content to their interests. The second biggest mistake that I see a lot of people make, and you probably have been making as well, is not providing value, right? People engage with content that provides value. So value is relative. Now, what you think is valuable might not be valuable to your audience. So that's why the first problem I talked about uh, is a big factor, is a big deal. If you do not understand who your audience are, then you would not know what is valuable to them. Okay. So if your content does not provide value or solve a problem, now how do you know what the content that provides value? A content that solves a particular problem, that teaches something, or that helps to clarify issues, confusion, right? Those are uh, content that provide value. So if your content doesn't provide value or solve problem to your audience, then they would not engage. Okay. So if you are the kind of person that likes to share random content because you find it funny, then you need to stop. Especially if you want to earn with your content online, if you want to convert, if you want people to take it seriously with your content creation. Okay, the third mistake that I see a lot of people make with content creation or with content marketing is their poor writing. So when I talk about poor writing, it's not just about the grammar. The grammar is of course part of it, but your content is a direct reflection of your brand. So if you want people to take your brand seriously, I see a lot of people say they are building luxury brands, yet there is nothing luxurious about their content. There's nothing luxurious about the image they paint with their content. There is nothing luxurious about the brand image that they are putting out. Okay, so one thing you need to do is you need to up your game when it comes to your writing skills. So one of the things you can do is make sure that you do not lump your words together. Your text is easy to read. They are not lumped together. Then you have spacing. You create space in your content. That way, it will be attractive for people to read. When you lump your text together, people find it cumbersome to read, and so they move on. They go ahead and do something else, find something more interesting to read. So you need to make your content attractive and interesting in such a way that conveys the message you want to convey. Okay. Now, coming up at number 4 on my list is the biggest content mistake that I see a lot of people make, and you are probably making as well, is the lack of originality. People share a lot of what content. They share a lot of random content online. Now, the fact that a piece of content ministers to you or is interesting to you doesn't mean you have to share on your wall. Even if you want to share it, you can share in such a way that you reference that content, that piece of content, and put in your own insight, you put in your own contribution. That way, it becomes authentic to you. Now, one of the things that Facebook has been doing recently, or has been doing for a while now, is penalizing people for sharing and promoting other people's content. So, and if Facebook is penalizing you for it, why should you continue doing it? What you can do is, if you saw, let's say you saw a piece of content that ministers to you, let me use the word, or resonates with you, right? Pick the lesson from it, whatever it is that resonates with you in the content, Write about it, write what you find interesting about it, and share it on your wall. That way, you have made it yours, you have made it original, and Facebook cannot penalize you for sharing. If you want to refer to the content, to the piece of content that inspired it, you can share it in your comment section. That way, you are also helping them to promote their brand and you are building your own brand as well. Okay. So repurposing your own. So if you say that, oh, if I stop sharing other people's content, then I would have less content to share. That's exactly the point of this training, because I'll be teaching you one of the things I'm explaining to you right now, teaching you is that you need to learn to repurpose your content. So one of the ways to repurpose your content is to look for a piece of content you shared maybe a week or a month or a year ago, and write the about the content in a fresh from a fresh perspective. Okay, repurposing content is great, but simply copying someone else's content is or regurgitating the same topic over and over can lead to unengaging content. People would waka pass, they will move on from your post, they wouldn't engage. Okay, so bringing in fresh perspective helps to make your content fresh or engaging. Now the fifth big mistake, excuse me, that a lot of people make and you probably are making with regards to content marketing is producing content that lack visual appeal. So a lot of people share content where they do not attach image, or when they even attach image, the image is blurry, is low quality, is not, it doesn't, there is nothing attractive about it. That is a big mistake, right? So you want to, these days, a lot of people, I mean, many of us are visual learners, and a lot of people actually are moved by what they see. So you need to make your content visually appealing to your audience so that your content can stand out and it can draw them in, and so they want to read what you have to say, right? So poor design can turn people off and make it difficult to engage with your content. One thing you should do is learn how to design uh, visually appealing graphics. If you can't, spend money, invest in hiring a graphic designer who is going to design a few uh, flyers for you so you can, what do you call it, rotate, so you can rotate with your content. All right. Then the last um, what do you call it, mistake I want to talk about, focusing too much on promotion is the sixth biggest mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make with their content. While the ultimate goal of content marketing is to promote your brand, focusing too much on promotion can lead to unengaging content. So I'm sure you must have noticed those business owners who only come online to post pictures of their products. They keep posting 1,000 pictures of shoes or bags or clothing or underwears or what have you that they're selling. They only post the pictures and nothing else. And every time you see their page, it's all pictures of their products, and then nothing, no caption to even engage you. Or maybe they are, let's say they are caterers, they post pictures of their mouth-watering food, and then nothing, no text, no caption. That is a big, big mistake. So now that we've uncovered these bad boys, right? Let's take a look at how they are damaging businesses, the how these mistakes uh, affect your business. Inconsistency or lack of originality or poor grammar, poor writing, poor arrangement of your text, and lack of visual appeal in your content can confuse your audience and make it difficult for them to understand what your business stands for. This can actually result in a lack of trust and decrease customer loyalty. That's why you keep posting and nobody engages, nobody likes, nobody except your mommy and your brother and your sister's uncle. Those are the ones who keep liking because of their uh, familiar, uh, what's the word now? Familiar uh, attachments. Familial attachment, right? So if your content is not original, if it's not unique, it will be difficult, to stand out from the competition. I'm sure you might have already noticed that there's a lot of competition on social media. Even it doesn't matter what kind of business you're doing. There are 1,001 people, other people doing the same business. So how do you stand out? How do you make yourself appealing to the numerous thousands of potential customers that come on social media every day? One way to do that is not by your poor brand reputation. It's not by repeating those mistakes that I just listed, right? So in addition, poorly written or executed content can damage your brand's reputation and make it difficult for your customers to come back. In short, your brand identity, brand message, and brand and business reputation will all suffer terribly, and that's not what we want, right? So let's move on and talk about how these things result in low post engagement. If your audience does not value your content, they will lose interest quickly and move on to something else. This can hurt your business. It signals the algorithm that there is nothing interesting about your content, and so the algorithm doesn't push your content to those who might find it interesting or who might engage with it. Ultimately, you lose sales. You do not get any engagement on your post, and you do not get any sales. Low conversion rate is another result of the content mistake I just shared earlier. If your content does not resonate with your audience or address their needs, they are going to be uh, unwilling to engage with it, and this will reduce your traffic. It also results in uh, uh, poor visibility. So if your content is overly promotional, your audience may become skeptical about your business and its intentions. They'll feel like you do not have their interest at heart, and they just move on to another vendor who seems to care about them. Because let's face it, everybody is interested in who is interested in them, right? Everybody has uh, a level of selfishness in them, and your clients are not excused, they are not excluded. So you need to make sure that your marketing efforts are fruitful by reducing how, I mean, if let's say in a week, if you push out content every day of the week, at least once in a week, try to talk about something that doesn't directly promote your business. Of course, you still have to promote your business, right? But it doesn't have to be direct. You know what they call soft selling? Learn how to soft sell. Sell your business in such a way that is not direct. Okay, now you see why it's important rather to ensure that your content is high quality and aligned with your brand standards. Let's move on to how your business be will become the talk of the town. Yeah, right? Let's move on to the next slide. You know, the moment you get your content right, you will begin to experience increased audience engagement. And this happens because high quality content is more likely to engage and resonate with your audience and leads to increased traffic, shares, comments, and other forms of engagement. Also, you will begin to experience improved brand visibility because high content is share worthy. People like to share content they find valuable. So, and by sharing your content, they help you to push your brand out there, thus increasing your visibility so that other people can get to see it. People have a natural tendency to share, and when this happens, your brand is exposed to a wider audience online. Another thing you begin to experience when you improve you stop making those mistakes and improve your content quality is you begin to experience higher conversions by providing valuable and engaging content that addresses the needs of your audience. It can increase the likelihood of conversion, whatever that means for you. So whether that means sign up, sales, or other forms of customer action, it will increase. Now, let's say that you're selling African black soap, or yeah, African black soap. How can you provide high quality content? Think about the things your customers, the people who need, not the people who actually need your product, that black soap. What do they struggle with? Let's say they struggle with high number of chemical soap that lead to skin cancer and other forms of troubles or problems with the skin. And so they want a reliable source of getting soap for bathing or for washing their hair and taking care of their body so that they do not expose themselves to skin problems. Talk about those things in your content. It will get their attention. Talk about, other things they struggle with, you know, so what that's an example. So apply the same example to your business, whatever it is your business is about. Another thing you begin to experience when you stop making those mistakes I talked about earlier is increased customer loyalty. Now, when you stop focusing on promotion, 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 and you start talking about the things that matter to your audience, guess what? They feel like you are actually interested, you care about them, and you are interested in what they are interested in. So by consistently delivering high quality content that meets the needs of your audience, you can build stronger relationships with your customers. That way, it leads to increased loyalty and repeat businesses. People start to pay attention to what you have to say because they think or they believe that you actually care, and you are interested in helping them make better choices. Okay. Another thing that will happen is improved brand reputation. So high quality content will help you establish your brand as a trusted and knowledgeable source of information in your industry. So it helps to build your credibility and trust with your audience. So when you start educating your audience about the dangers of using all those um, soaps, that so-called bleaching soaps and the rest, you start educating them about the dangers of, how those things, even on their how they use it, I mean the dangers of using, not being sure of the ingredients in their soap. you know it helps them to pay attention to you as an authority in your field. And so when they have any kind of issues that relates to maybe skin or soap or whatever, guess who they think about? They think about first you. They come to you because you have established your authority as somebody credible and trustworthy. Okay, this one is obvious, but it's also needs to I need to also mention it. Increase patronage. Of course, this is the top goal of most businesses. But I think the ultimate goal of every business should be to increase their customer loyalty, not just patronage. Because the reason is that to run a sustainable, profitable business requires having repeat buyers. And loyal customers are the ones who keep coming back to patronize their vendors. So I believe that any effort channeled towards increasing the number of business loyal customers will pay off many times over. Overall, creating high quality content can help you build stronger relationships with your audience, establish you as a credible source of information, and ultimately drive more traffic, engagement, and conversions. So let's move on to the secret to endless content ideas. That is the reason you're here, the reason you clicked on this training in the first place. So, the secret is a combination of creativity, research, and strategic planning. Here are some of the strategies that can help you generate a steady stream of content ideas. The first is keeping a running list of ideas. First, you need to start by uh, having a list, whether you want to write it out in your notebook or you want to open a note pad on your phone, on your Google Doc, or whatever notepad you use on your phone. You need to have a document where you title content bank. This can be, that like I mentioned. So whenever you have an idea, a post idea, maybe you are on your way to the market, wherever you're doing, you're eating, you're doing your house chores, you're gisting with somebody, an idea pops up, or somebody mentions their struggle, somebody talks about their experience, or they talk about what they wish somebody would do, write it down. The reason is that when you write it down, you don't forget. And when you are thinking about content creation, you go back to your content bank, and that joggles your memory about content ideas you can use. Okay. Now, the second strategy you can employ is to ask your audience. So you see, from time to time, I ask questions on my timeline, asking audience about what their biggest struggle is, what they wish somebody had taught them early on, what this or that. Asking question is a good way to get to gather uh, information that other people are thinking about. Okay, engage with your audience on social media through surveys, or you can also use surveys on your status or your WhatsApp story. I think WhatsApp status and Facebook story, whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. And then learn more about what they are struggle with. Use their responses as a starting point for creating new content. Okay, in fact, you can even use their word as they use them. So another way, another strategy you can employ is to use keyword research. So keyword research can be a powerful tool for generating content ideas. You can go to your Google keyword, when you open your Google app and you want to search something. When you type in a particular keyword, let's say African black soap, on underneath some things will come up as suggested by Google. Those things could be potential content ideas for you. Write them down in your content in your content bank. Okay. You can also use SEMrush. So SEMrush is a website. Just go to their website and type in your keyword, whatever it is, whether it's African black soap, type it in. It will give you other related keywords that you can that other people think about, or they type in every time they search for that keyword. Now I'm using African black soap, but you can use your own particular product or industry or whatever it is your business is about. Okay. Now let's move on. Excuse me. Let's move on to what the elements of great content. So, earlier I talked about poor content or high quality content. Now, how do you recognize what a great content is? First, a great content is goal oriented, it grabs attention, and it is action oriented. There is a reason why you're creating the content. It attracts the kind of people you want to address, and then it gives them an action. It tells them what to do after reading your content. Okay. Now, let's talk about how to connect better with your audience. One way to connect better with your audience is to have an in-depth understanding of who they are. I cannot overemphasize this. When you take the time to understand your audience's needs, their interests, and their preferences, it will pay off both in your content creation process and actual business operation, because it will help you to eliminate the things that doesn't matter to your audience, to your potential clients. You have you can have in-depth understanding of your audience by asking them questions on social media, on your story, on your status. Thankfully, your story can be people can reply to it directly to your inbox. Same for WhatsApp. Asking questions about what they are struggling with, or having to know them. I mean, why they want to use black soap. Why do they opt for African black soap instead of the other options, available options on the market? Things like that will help you have an in-depth understanding of who exactly you are catering to, who your audience, who your potential clients are. Okay, so addressing your audience's pain points and their challenges is another way. In fact, it is a powerful way to connect better with your audience. So you can, from time to time, ask them questions about, oh, what are your challenges with using African black soap, or with buying? Maybe they are struggle with maybe getting a supplier, or whatever it is that you want to ask them regarding your business. Asking them what the challenges are, what they struggle with, what they wish somebody would do, with regards that business or that product, is a good way to also get good, content ideas for your business. Okay, that way, when you do that, the clients directly provide you solution to their problems. you know and then, last but not least, way to connect better with your audience is by engaging with your audience actively through comments on your social media accounts and other channels like your Facebook, and all those things I've been talking about. Asking them questions, asking them uh, responding to their questions, or going to groups on Facebook and answering questions that relate to your industry or your business is a good way to also connect with your audience. These are the things I have done and I'm still doing, and has been helpful for me. And I've also been teaching my clients. They've also been doing the same, and it has been helpful for them. So I believe it will work for you as well. So let's move on to uh, writer's block. So, I see a lot of people talk about, oh, I am at loss for what to write. I do not know what to write today. I do not have content idea. I don't know what to post on my social media. Now, writer's block can be, frustrating and it can be a demotivating experience, but you can actually snap out of it. Especially these days, we have AI to our rescue. You can brainstorm ideas with AI. You can use either Gemini, I think that's Google Gemini, or ChatGPT, or which other one is there? Copilot. You can use those AI tools to get you out of your writer's block. Take a break. So when you're taking a break from writing your content, just go to AI, all those AI tools that I just mentioned, and brainstorm ideas, right? Or, as I mentioned earlier, repurpose your existing content by putting a fresh spin on it. Don't be afraid to repurpose your existing content in new ways. Turn your blog post into a video, or create an infographic, or talk about um, uh, uh, insights from a video you watched, something like that. Another thing is you can draw inspiration from your content bank that I mentioned earlier. Go to your content bank. If you follow everything that I've talked about in this training, in this masterclass, you will never struggle to come up with content ideas again, because I've just given you the secret to endless content ideas, literally. So remember that writer's block is normal and can be overcome with patience and AI tools. Use technology to your advantage. Now, let's recap quickly. You know, in this training, we've learned six biggest content creation mistakes to avoid. We've also learned the secret to endless great content ideas. We've learned how to come up with great content ideas. We've learned how to connect better with your audience and what to do when you are stuck. You do not know what to write about on your social media. Now, if you have gotten any value at all from all that I've shared with you so far, of which I'm sure you've got loads, then I want to invite you to take this further by taking the next step to master your content generation skill. And that is your next step after this training. If you're ready to say goodbye to random acts of content creation and hello to a data-driven strategic approach that drives real business growth with your content creation, then start with my content that sells course. Okay, the content that sells course is a training of mine that covers everything you need to understand when it comes to content marketing. It's not just about generating content ideas; it goes beyond that. So let me just quickly go over the overview, the content overview with you. So module one is module one is the introduction to content creation for business. So if you are a business owner, or you are serious about generating sales with your content, there is a strategy to creating content for you. You do not follow the other people who are just cashing crews, or creating content for just to connect, right? In this module one, we'll explore the fundamentals of content creation and how it can be used to drive business growth. You learn how to identify your target audience, develop content that resonates with them, and create a content calendar that ensures consistency and relevancy. So, all you by the end of this module one, you know what exactly you need to create content that aligns with your business goals. And then module two is what I titled platform specific content creation techniques. In this module, we'll dive into the nuances of creating content for specific platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as other forms of other platforms like YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok. By the end of this section, you'll have a deep understanding of the different content creation techniques for each platform and be able to create high quality platform specific content that engages and grows your audience. This module is your opportunity to take your content creation skills to the next level and stand out on every platform. Now, module three is where you learn measure how to measure and analyze your content performance. We'll dive into the crucial task of measuring and analyzing your content performance. You know how to set goals for your content and how you can make informed decisions. And by the end of the module, that's module three, you'll have the skills and knowledge to confidently measure and analyze your performances, the performances of your content, and make data-driven decisions with your results. And then module four is your personal branding through content creation. In this module four, you learn the power of personal branding and how to build a strong, authentic personal brand through content creation. You learn how to create content that showcases your unique skills, experiences, and perspectives, and then in such a way that resonates with your target audience. And by the end of it, you have the skills and knowledge to confidently create content that reflects your personal brand. When I talked about earlier, when I talked about how some people's uh, brand, they claim that they have a premium brand, but their content doesn't align with their claim. This module will take care of that for you. You will be able to align your content with your brand image or your brand identity. All right. So, and then the final module, which is module 5, is where we talk about content distribution and promotion. This is where you will learn the critical role of content distribution in achieving your marketing goals. By the end of the module, you will have the skills and knowledge to confidently distribute and promote your content across multiple channels. If you are so inclined, if you want to do that, so that you can increase your reach and engagement and improve the results that you want with your content on social media. Okay, now that's not all. In addition to the training, you are going to be getting these resources, these bonus resources. The first is the content strategy workbook, which normally sells for 4,500 naira, but I'm going to be giving it to you for free when you join the content that sells, when you join CTS. And this content strategy workbook is your roadmap to creating content with confidence. This workbook helps you to plan, organize, and map out your content in a way that actually connects with your audience and drives results. Now, with this workbook, there is no more need for you to be posting blindly because you will be able to get the clarity, the structure, and strategy that works for your business. Now, the second bonus resource you'll be getting is the 101 hooks to stop the scroll. This is normally sold at 3,500 naira, but free when you join CTS. Now, if you're struggling to grab attention online, these hooks will help you make your post impossible to ignore because you have curiosity picking openers, or you can choose either from the curiosity picking openers or questions or emotionally charged lines. Everything you need to grab attention upon the first line of your content is in this resource. And this guide gives you the secret sauce to stopping the scroll and sparking engagement instantly with your content every single time. Now, the third resource you'll be getting is the Understanding Target Audience Workbook, which is normally sold for 4,500 naira but free when you join CTS. Now, I have mentioned the crucial role audience understanding plays when it comes to content creation. Great content starts with knowing who you are talking to. This workbook walks you through exercises to uncover your audience's pain points, desires, and motivations so that you can craft messages that hit home and turn your followers to loyal buyers. Now, if you are not sure what you'll be getting with this course, let me just tell you what a few of the people who have bought my course in the past have to say. This is Ricky. I remember Ricky. She said, "Let me just put this out there. Whatever program or training Coach Margaret brings out, I am definitely buying because the content course I took turned my business around. Can't even recover from the changes in my sales." Uh, this is another person I worked with. This, in fact, was a not just a person, was actually a company that I worked with. And the CEO had this to say about me. He says that Margaret is a very talented creator. She is able to deliver above expectations. Through her resourcefulness and strategic methods of reaching out to audiences, she has been the brain behind most of our notable and engaging content on Bidot. She helped to organically build our audience from zero to over 3,000 across all our platforms. We are both to recommend her service to anyone. So if that doesn't do it for you, I still have one more. This is from Sarah. I remember Sarah. Sarah sells jewelries. She has a jewelry store in Lagos, Nigeria. And this is what she has to say. She said, "I've been struggling to create content that resonates with my target audience, but this course gave me the tools and knowledge I need to create a comprehensive content strategy that actually works for me." I remember when she came to me, she was actually crying. She was like, nothing has been working. And I was even confused. I was like, what do you mean? She says, I've been doing everything that they said to do with content, but nothing has been working. So I went over and checked her wall, and I saw that she's been posting pictures of her, what do you call it, of her jewelries. Sometimes she wears some and she dances, she does reels, does videos, does all those things. But she didn't understand, she didn't have a target audience. She didn't have any specific category of people that she was selling to. She was just trying to appeal to everybody. So I told her what the problem she was the all the problems that I noticed in the way she was presenting her content, and I recommended my course. She bought the course, and within a week, I'm not even kidding, within a week she came back, she was like, oh, thank you, now I can make now I can make sales. And I was just laughing. I was like, of course you will make sales, because I taught her the rudiments, the essential things she needed to know to be able to convert her followers to buyers. Okay, so enough about the testimonials. Let's move on to everything you get. So this is an overview of everything you get when you sign up for the content that sells. And with everything, the value comes to 27,500 naira. But I'm not going to be asking you to pay that amount for the the introductory fee. I'm only asking you to pay 7,500 naira. So if this is you, if any of the things that I've shared so far resonates with you at all, then this is the cost for you. You should sign up so that you can get your content in order and master your content marketing once and for all. Okay? All right. So let's move on to the final thing, which is my guarantee for you. With this course, when you sign up for this course, your access to the content that sells has no expiration date. You need to, take the course so that you can understand and master content creation, so you can attract buyers for your business. You also get access. So from time to time, I like to review my courses and improve the training. So sometimes I create entirely new videos to, you know match with the what is going on in with the present reality. Okay, so when you sign up for this, you also get access to that as well, and of course you get access to the community, our digital creator guide community. You have access to that community as well, because we'll be giving you the link to joining our support group. All right, so that is it for the Endless Content Ideas Masterclass. I really appreciate you taking the time to going through this masterclass and being with me till the end. Let me know what your biggest takeaway is, because I believe that this training has been beneficial to you. No doubt, this training has been massive, has been of massive value to you, and I'm glad you're able to learn one thing or two. I'd like to connect with you, so please let's do so on social media. My Facebook handle is my name, Margaret Adeshawatan. So, same for Instagram and Twitter. One more thing, please share the link to this masterclass with your friends so that they too can learn how to improve their content creation game. And if you got this content, this masterclass through my email, you can also forward the email to your friends so that they can learn the things you've learned from this training. And for those who are already signing up for the Content That Sells Masterclass, I'll see you in class.